seed oils, or those that are normally known or labeled vegetable oils. Now, what are seed oils? What are these vegetable oils? These are basically oils that are extracted from plants, from seeds, and from the fruits. Okay? Now, most of the oils that you use, that you cook with, are seed oils. The food industry labeled them 0% cholesterol with an intention to lure you into buying them and cooking using them. Why? Because if you say 0% cholesterol and cholesterol has been labeled harmful to our health, then these people will start buying this. So look at that. They are always ahead of us. So once they label 0% cholesterol or cholesterol free, then you become aware. You start saying, hey, this one has no cholesterol, so if I use it to cook, then I will be healthy. That is the biggest lie that has ever existed. Now, these seed oils are very available. That's another problem. They are always available, always in market, and they are very affordable, because that's the reason why most of you tell me ghee is expensive, olive oil is expensive, but olive oil is part of the vegetable oils. So I'll talk about it as we go ahead in this video. So what is it that we are always insisting on people dropping the use of seed oils to cook? This is the point. Seed oils have, you cannot extract these seed oils from the seeds using, let's say, like cold pressing at home. But if you can, then there's no problem. The problem comes in when these seed oils are taken to refineries or those industries, and they are extracted using high temperatures, so too much heat. They use chemicals and solvents, and then they add in preservatives, and then they bring it out to you as a clear substance and healthy for your consumption. So remember, these seed oils are highly unsaturated, meaning in their structure they have double bonds. And double bonds, when you say unsaturated, you mean they do not, their structure is not stable. The reason why I insist on saturated fats as healthy fats, these are the animal fats, this is a coconut oil fat. The reason why I insist on that is because they cannot be oxidized at higher temperatures or even with oxygen. But the unsaturated fats, which are seed oils, are the ones that are easy to oxidize, and they cause oxidative stress to your mitochondria and your cells. Now, the reason why they labeled it 0% cholesterol, I told you, is marketing. Now, you need cholesterol to survive, and therefore, if at all they wanted to market this product perfectly, they would have said 100% cholesterol, because cholesterol is very important for your health. We all know cholesterol forms your cell membranes. So without it, you will die. Cholesterol forms those hormones, steroid hormones, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and even vitamin D that is essential in your immunity comes from cholesterol. And therefore, if you don't have cholesterol in your system, you start having problems with the sexual function. That's the reason why people who are in chronic diseases and they take drugs that lower cholesterol levels like atorvastatin, they end up having erectile dysfunction. And the reason is you are lowering cholesterol levels in your system, and therefore you are lowering the production of testosterone, and therefore you get into erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation. So if you see that side effect, then you link it down to the reduced amount of cholesterol. So you need cholesterol to survive. Cholesterol also forms vitamin D again. Cholesterol is involved in your skin development and function. Cholesterol is important in your bile production, and therefore breakdown of fat and absorption of fat and fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K will not happen if you do not have cholesterol. So why are these fats labeled 0% cholesterol, yet we need cholesterol for survival? So they started by demarketing cholesterol, making it look like it's harmful to you. Then they start using that to market their seed oils. They woke up before you did. Okay? So the issue with seed oils is they are PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, because they undergo a lot of processes. So they get rancid since they have double bonds. They are easy to oxidize. So their rancidity is basically the oxidation part. So they are oxidized, they come out with these chemicals, and once you consume them, the entire system starts getting inflammation. So systemic inflammation. So you'll never avoid atherosclerosis. That will lead you to cardiovascular diseases like heart attack and those congestive heart failures. Now, you will never avoid that angina because there's limited supply of oxygen and nutrients to your heart because your blood vessels have been occluded due to inflammation. Okay, you will never lack metabolic syndrome, diabetes, hypertension, cancer. You will never lack high triglyceride ratios, high LDL and low HDL. You will never lack these things. So seed oils are highly dangerous because of this omega-6. Now, don't misquote me. Omega-6 is necessary for your health because there's a balance between omega-6 and omega-3 ratio in your body. However, high consumption of these seed oils, which have high omega-6, raises the omega-6 ratio in relation to omega-3 ratio. Remember, omega-6 ratio is the one that causes inflammation. Omega-3 is anti-inflammatory and omega-3 boosts your immunity. Omega-6 does the opposite. So if you're eating foods that are cooked in seed oils, you're raising omega-6 ratio, and lowering omega-3 ratio. So you're headed towards inflammation, and that's the reason why you have that arthritis. That's the reason why you have that cardiovascular disease, you have brain problems, you have all these chronic inflammatory disease and dietary diseases. And again, the food industry is clean. It came and added these seed oils in processed foods. So all those processed foods that you take, those canned foods, soups, meat, beans, they have these seed oils. And the reason why they have that seed oils, only them have the idea. But the point is, they are actually getting you hooked and getting you in more problems than you deserve. Systemic inflammation is very dangerous because systemic inflammation leads to all others. Again, they lead to insulin resistance, which is the baseline for metabolic syndrome. So the issue is in the processing. The issue is in the heat that is used during this processing. The issue is in the solvents that are added in, the chemicals that are used to make these products. The issue is in formation of free radicals that are easy to oxidize and that cause oxidative stress to your mitochondria, where cancer begins, where your energy from the body begins. So this is an energy machinery of the cell. So once you mess up the mitochondria, then metabolic syndrome comes up, then cancer comes in. So these are supposed to be avoided. I am an advocate of saturated animal fats. I am an advocate of saturated fats like coconut oil. Okay, so these do not oxidize. Now on olive oil and avocado oil are monosaturated. So they have a single double bond and therefore they are still stable. That's why we use them. But we cannot use them under so much high temperatures because they can oxidize. Okay, even light. That's why olive oil is stored in a glass container that is amber or that is dark colored so that it doesn't get access to extreme light and therefore it doesn't oxidize. So these, once they go through this processing, they form things that we call trans fats. And trans fats are highly rancid and they're the ones that form free radicals that cause you inflammation all over the body. Now, most people who have followed our advice will tell you 2 weeks into dropping sugar completely in all forms, be it modern foods, be it confectionaries, be it cakes and pastries, be it those processed foods that come from the industries, and those people who drop seed oils completely, and those people who start fasting, their arthritis disappears, their inflammation disappears, their skin starts to glow, and they see these results instantly. You do not need a long time to see the differences. And this motivates them to even do more. And they start realizing their system is clean. They do not experience constipation anymore. They start having this normal bowel function. They eat food and food tastes naturally. They enjoy foods in the natural tastes. They can even take coffee and they don't say coffee is bitter because they know there's a taste that comes with coffee. And you don't have to add 6 spoons of sugar in coffee. They know you can cook with ghee and make foods healthy. So instead of using these seed oils, what do you use? Use tallow, use ghee, use sweat, use lard, okay? Use coconut oil for deep frying if you have to. Use avocado oil, okay? Use olive oil for top dressing of your salads and shallow cooking. These are the healthy fats. All others that are not in that list, please avoid them. Anything that comes from seeds and is not cold pressed, it has been taken for refining in the industries, run away from it. Above all, seed oils have no nutritional value. The nutrients that are supposed to be absorbed naturally are displaced by these seed oils. So again, you will end up in nutrient deficiency, just the same way sugar does, just the same way wheat products do. is the same way seed oils displace healthy nutrients, and once you absorb this, then you have issues. Okay, so that is the reason why we always tell you to stay away from seed oil. So remember, wheat products will give you anti-nutrients and all the effects that we talked about. Wheat sugar will give you all the effects that we talked about it, and now seed oils will be even worse. So you can imagine in your diet, if you're taking sugar, you're taking seed oils, and you have wheat products, you can imagine the recipe that you're already creating for your future. That is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe to keep you hooked to drugs and drug addiction, or a slave to the big pharma. And the end result is you'll die a poor person. You will have all these health issues that will drain you financially, emotionally, and physically. And at that moment in time is when you start listening. So we are telling you this early so that you don't get into this, because prevention is always better than cure. Stay away from seed oils.